This is Damon Stevens with Finwell Builders. Today is Tuesday, August 9th, 2022. The stock market update for trades of the day. And overall, the market was pretty flat as we continue to consolidate, waiting for CPI data on Wednesday, 8:30 a.m. Eastern time. It's going to be critical to listen to that or know what's going on before the market opens. More likely, we're going to start seeing a reaction before the market opens. And then at the market, again, we'll have a secondary reaction. So just be prepared for that to know whether we're going to head up or down. Well, that depends on the news, and we'll get into that as we get into charts here. If you have not subscribed, definitely subscribe to FinWealth Live on our YouTube channel, and we can continue to bring this content to you. Also, make sure that you go to finwealthlive.com. If you do, then you'll find this link here. You have a little introduction video that you watch and tells you more about us. And also you can join this non-member Discord login where we post our numbers before the market opens of the stocks that we're looking at and what levels we're trading, when to get in, when to get out. So hopefully you'll find that helpful to you. So definitely join us there and join our community so we can continue to work together to make money and to be able to educate each other and look for opportunities in this market. Looking at the overall market, you can see Dow Jones closed down 0.18%, NASDAQ down 1.19%, and S&P 500 down 0.42%. You can see overall a lot of money still flowing out of tech and into energy. Energy's kind of getting a little boost here a little bit, utilities as well. But overall, a lot of this is happening because the market's just kind of trying to find a direction, and this CPI number is really going to be key to helping the market to kind of understand where it needs to move next. And you can obviously see that as you look at this choppy chart, right? Not a lot of good trades in here, but again, we trade in a range, and this is a little bit of a training, but when you trade in a range day, one of the things you can do is you kind of have draw a line across the top and the bottom of the highs and lows, and you trade from the top. So in here, the top to the bottom, bottom to the top, and so forth, back and forth. It's kind of how you have to kind of scalp out if you are want to make money during a choppy market or during a time of consolidation, which we've been in the last several days. But you can also see here on scanners, nothing really hit our scanner here that we traded. We do have some old trade scanner items here to cover. So let's kind of get right into that. So HLBZ on a daily chart, you can see here, day 2 of this run. You can see here the low is 137, high of 254. Yesterday, the high was around this 160 area. So we continue to move up, and you kind of see this breakdown, this huge breakdown candle. That's kind of where we're at. Kind of what we're working towards is at 254. You see here we kind of spiked up there to 235.39 up this candle and failed and came back down into this candle here. So it's kind of where we're settled here. So we'll see if we can spike back up here. I just see a day to at least continue up to this area. You can see this was an area of consolidation too, so it will be resistance, but there's no reason to think that we can't pop back up here. But some of this might rely also on tomorrow on the open, and CPI numbers might affect a lot in the market. So just be aware of that. AERC, this is another one. This has been a trade that's popped up on the radar several times. Again, today was another opportunity, towards the end of the day around 10:30. You can see that it kind of popped up here on the scanner. Low, was 377. High today, 774. Got a pullback right above all the moving averages. So you're going to be watching this one as well. So this one, almost 100%, pretty much 100% run today. So we'll see if we can get more out of that one. Looking at live, so this is the E-mini S&P 500 futures. You can see here this area of consolidation that we've been talking about the last several days around May and June. And now you can see that we've kind of been in that same consolidation. This reaction here was the CPI numbers that caused the reaction down here because they kind of blew the numbers out of the water. 9.1 is kind of the number that came out, and that just caused a huge sell-off for a few days. And then we've been just kind of chopping our way back up. And so we're back up there again. So now it comes down to tomorrow morning. Are we going to get bad numbers again that may force us to come back down and revisit these lows again, like we did here? Or will the numbers be better than expected and inflation will be, more controlled than they expected, and we'll be able to pop above, this 419 area and start to rally up to new highs to this next section up here, this 4,300 area. So we'll see what happens. Definitely watch tomorrow. Right now, we're kind of sitting flat here right on the 20-day moving average. As long as we don't break below this 50-day and these other moving averages, we should be able to hold up and continue to climb up. And so you might see a possible dip in the morning and then a rise to the top, or we might rise to the top and then pull back. So just look for the opposite direction. It may come out here as we go into tomorrow. But definitely trade carefully. If you're not sure what to do, just stay on the sidelines until we get through tomorrow and maybe the next day. And that way we know exactly what the trend is going to be, and we can start to trade it again. So here's your core CPI, 830. That's going to be the critical item there. Thursday we have initial jobless client claims, so that'll be something to look at. PPI also comes out on Thursday, and then on Friday we have the import price index. So again, important information coming out, definitely can affect the market. So just be careful trading out there. Also looking at our calls and puts on S&P 500. You can see here last week it was all these puts were loaded up, and these green candles, the people doing calls, were pretty much flat. And you can see just in the last 2 days, the calls just exploded. So now we got these huge calls at 400, 410, 415, huge groups of calls, and the puts disappeared. So obviously the ones short in the market kind of fallen to the wayside, and the market's thinking that CPI number is going to be information is going to be good, and we're going to rally. And if we do, it's going to pay off all these individuals. If not, the market's going to pull back towards that 400, shut all these guys out this week, and take the money back that they handed out on those contracts. So we'll see. 400 is kind of the line in the sand. So we'll see, what happens. Do we rally and pay off, or do we pull back and shut them out? So you're looking at the the earnings here. Earnings were kind of mixed across the board. Definitely watching Coinbase in the morning. TDD was the best trade, and I'll cover that in a chart. But that was definitely the best trade. Some of the others pulled back, like Roblox. Tomorrow we have Disney after hours, so I'll be watching that. Dutch Bros will probably watch as well. And then on Thursday, Rivian. So there's a big mix, but the big ones are kind of out of the way. Today, definitely is the big one for looking at companies that we know and that I look at. So we'll see what happens tomorrow morning as we come in, because there's definitely a lot of information. But look at TDD. So here's TDD. Here's a low, $54, and we rallied up to $64, which is kind of this area up here, a consolidation. So huge run. Can we keep running up? Here's, more likely this is going to remain resistance up here. May have a pullback in the morning and then a rally back up, but definitely TDD had good numbers and got rewarded for it. Coin, really mixed signals. Had a nice rally up on the earnings, up to 96, and then a pullback, clear back down here towards 80. And then we're kind of chopping down here in this 80 area. So coin, kind of both spectrums. So I didn't catch coin. I did trade TTD, but coin, wow, this was a crazy move. So hopefully, if you're trading that, hopefully you're on the right side of that trade, because they went in both directions. Again, Tesla continues to pull back here right down towards this 200. It's right on the support level and this candle. So let's retrace this entire candle. So just watch for a bounce here at this level here, above 840. If we don't, we break down below the 200 and these other moving averages, the Tesla will come pretty much down. So looking for a bounce here. Microsoft, nice bull flag, looking for a continuation play higher. Amazon had a nice bull flag start and pulled back here below the 200. So it's got to get back above, this 130, 38.9, 140 level we want to run. So Amazon showing a little sign of weakness there. Apple pullback, still kind of this bullish momentum, looking for a continuation play above 165. Chipotle, kind of got right up here to the 1645 area, kind of where the high was. So expecting kind of some type of a pullback here and now on Chipotle after this huge run. We also have a huge gap down here. We'll have to fill at some point. Doesn't have to be anytime soon, but boy, Chipotle really took off. Nvidia, on that bad news we had yesterday, pullback here, continuation of a pullback to the support line, which is kind of where this candle, kind of where we broke up. You can see kind of how we kind of came down. That's kind of where we broke out in this, from this little consolidation area. So we're kind of right there at the bottom. So we'll see if we can hold this line. If we can hold this line at 170, look for a continuation play back up towards the 177 area. And again, if you've not watched our videos, you can find more about us at FinWealth Live on our YouTube channel. So definitely join us, subscribe, and like our videos so we can continue bringing this content. Looking at U.S. oil, there's oil trying to break out through here, just kind of chopping back and forth through this consolidation area here. It's got to really get above all these moving averages to make a run for it. And right now it's finding resistance. Dollar consolidating in this little box here. So we need a breakout above 106.30 or break down below 105 here for direction. Looking at gold, gold's had this nice little rally up, chasing up this candle. Gonna have resistance around this 1800 level. You see it kind of consolidated and is trying to break up through. So look for some resistance at the top of that candle. Fix kind of flat here, kind of try to pull up a little bit. If it breaks out, tomorrow look for volatility on this one. This should, if this really jumps up here and spikes, look for the market to come down tomorrow. If it stays in this area or comes lower, then market will continue to rally. And here's on a weekly chart. We're still sitting here on that 200 right on support. SPY kind of in this little box here, same box we were here, looking for direction. We should have it tomorrow. But you can see right now here on the RSI, we're kind of elevated. Weekly chart, right here, top of this candle, right at the 50-day moving average, but on low volume. So we'll see if it can break out. Right now it's consolidating, still within that downward trend. Triple Qs, pulling back a little bit as well in this little channel here, same as it was before. Looking for direction, so tomorrow will be key. Semiconductors pull back, so back down to our support line. So you can see that it held before, kind of bounced off the 50. So we'll see if we can rally up from here, but definitely showed a little bit of weakness today. Don't like to see that coming into the CPI numbers, so we'll just be careful there. WM also pulled back a little bit here. Sit on support, so let's see if we can get a bounce tomorrow. Financials just grinding up higher, has not got above the 50-day, right, or the 100-day moving average, so we're kind of sandwiched right now. So look for a bounce above that for strength. Energy sector trying to rally back up, finding support on our trend line continually, but we got to get a rally above these highs to get moving here again. Bitcoin consolidating, still on the upper part of that channel. Same with Ethereum, having trouble breaking through, still seeing resistance. Breakthrough this week would give us a nice weekend run, hopefully towards that 200-day moving average. So again, definitely join us at finwealthlive.com. Join our Discord, and also check out some free training that we have out there as well. But we'll talk tomorrow night, see how your trades went. Definitely watch the market as it opens, and we will get a game plan for the rest of the week. Everybody have a good night.